Good evening, viewers of Voice of Canada. It's a great pleasure to welcome our most dynamic lady, Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal, once again to our show for the second time in Voice of Canada, which has been produced by Awaz TV Entertainment. My co-host Kavita Metha is with me present, and I'm your host Asphandiar Wadiwalla. As she is a dynamic person and she needs a lot of honor and tribute, so we have decided to play the national anthems of Canada as well as India to show our solidarity to Captain Zoya. Let's all rise, please.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Playing our national anthems of Canada and India, it's really a privilege to welcome once again Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal to our show.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thanks for the very, very warm welcome. I'm sorry my throat is a little down today.
It's perfectly all right. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Because we know you have come after a very long flight and you have just landed this morning. So it's an honor to have you because your schedule is very, very tight and hectic. It would not have been possible if you would have missed today's interview.
Thank you, SPG. Canada calls me with all the love. And how can I say no when you all call me with so much of love and affection?
And we tell you openly it's your second home. After India, Canada is your second home. Never forget that.
Thank you so much for all the love and affection Canada has always showered upon me.
Thank you.
We are happy to welcome once again our truly international guest, Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal of Air India, who is with us at our studios again, appearing in our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, which is hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla and myself, co-hosted Kavita Metha. Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal, please inform our viewers of Voice of Canada of your recent achievement of flying to Canada over the Hindu Kush mountain range and the saving of 1 hour flight time from Delhi, Toronto, Delhi. How did this happen?
Kavita ji, for a very long time, we had the airspace over Afghanistan that was shut
Mhm.
because the unrest in that area. And that increased our flight time from India to Canada and the US and back by more than an hour. And I was so fortunate that we were the first ones to inaugurate this route.
Navigate
When I
that route.
flew back from Toronto to India. So that was also
A maiden
basically-
flight.
Yes, a homecoming for me from
Beautiful.
Canada.
Beautiful.
So that made it so
See?
much more special. And we saved a lot of flying time and, of
Gas,
course, fuel.
passengers' time, fuel, everything.
Absolutely. Resources and leading to sustainability. You know, our North Pole flight, the Air India's initiative,
That
was
was
leading
also.
to sustainability.
You're a lucky girl for Air India and for everybody, that everything you do is first. And the name comes of Captain Zoya Agarwal.
I am just, thankful. And it just so happens that I'm there. I'm just representing every single girl on this planet, every single Bharat ki beti. I'm just a representative. The name Zoya is just belonging to a girl. But I want to see millions and billions of powerful, empowered women who are like Zoyas, who can live fearlessly, who can do things, dream, work, and achieve fearlessly. Because if this Zoya can, anyone can.
And your slogan is very, very important. Nothing is impossible.
Absolutely.
And that I fully agree with you. And even our viewers would definitely agree that it's a very, very strong and powerful slogan you have always said during all your interviews.
It's always, I am possible. It's always the way we perceive things. This cup could be filled with 2 drops of water,
Correct.
or it could be absolutely empty. It's about how you view it. Because, SPG, those 2 drops of water is going to serve you when you're in the middle of a desert and when
Definitely.
you have nothing to drink.
It will be a point of survival.
Absolutely.
That 2 drops would.
So we must see every single drop as a golden opportunity and seize it to our advantage and make ourselves and this world a better place.
Captain Zoya, inform our viewers your another international achievement. The Italian Senate invited you to Rome. Special invitation was extended to you. You went to the Senate of Italy, met the senators, addressed them, and they gave you the highest tribute and a citation. So tell in briefly what happened, how it happened, and what all you did, and how was your pride, how you felt.
SPG, it feels like a dream, honestly, because the 8-year-old Zoya dreamer who used to sit on the terrace, who used to look at the stars, never thought that she will be invited to the Italian Parliament. As a matter of fact, I remember when I reached Italy, I was invited to Madama Palazzo, and that is the name of Italian Parliament. And I did not realize that. So one of my Italian friends, he told me, "Oh, that's the Italian Parliament." I was like, "Wow!" And when I went there, there was this banner behind me when we were sitting on the stage.
Welcoming you.
Yes, and we were sitting on the stage along with very, very power-packed people, the senators and the ministers, which said that "Volevo toccare la stelle."
Wow.
It meant I wanted to touch the stars. That was all displayed behind me. And I could not believe that this Indian girl from 8 years of age, when she sat in the outskirts of Delhi home to want to touch the stars, to this day in Rome, in Italian Parliament, where the banner read, "I wanted to touch the stars," which is showcasing that little Indian girl's journey.
Beautiful.
It's not about Zoya. It's about a girl,
A dream
dreamer.
fulfilled.
Absolutely. A dreamer, which could be any one of the girls in today's date and time, who fears the society, who fears the unknown, who fears that whether she can go out or make it or not. It's about that. And that is the journey all about. That day was all about thinking and looking back. What all happened in my life? And as I gave the speech, I do know a little Italian, so I made the speech in Italian. And I could see that, there were so many people the young girls in Italy, I could inspire and turn them into Zoyas, the future of
Beautiful.
tomorrow. So I was grateful for the opportunity. I was grateful to the government of Italy to call me
Definitely. And you deserve it.
there. Thank you. And I'm just humbled by the whole experience. And
we were really
truly
amazed
grateful.
when this news came to me. I had published in our social media sites and all about you and your visit to the Senate. After that, your video came and your statement came. And we were truly very proud. Believe me, even our friends in Canada who are dignitaries, elected parliamentarians, they said to send their congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank
You
you,
know?
sir.
Definitely a proud moment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Being a captain commander at this young age, how do you cope up with all the pressures of life with such heavy responsibilities on your shoulders? Give us a brief account.
Kavita, in life, if you have enough preparation and fearlessness
Nothing
and
is possible.
training, there is nothing which is impossible.
Possible. I get it. It just fits in this answer. Yeah, thank you.
Captain Zoya, as you know, you fly a fantastic jet, the Boeing 777-300ER with over 280 passengers and a crew of over 20. It's a very, very big responsibilities on your shoulder. Not only managing the whole crew, the management of the aircraft, the safety of passengers. So what are your feelings? How proud you feel? And you are doing at this very young age. Because generally, at this age, I have not seen such a young captain and commander together.
I'm so sorry. Aspiji, I don't think the word pride is the right thing for myself.
Honor, rather. How you feel honored?
I'm absolutely honored by the whole way God has given me everything that I have today. And I just feel that whatever I have should not be for me. I do fly this blessing of an airplane, which is the world's largest twin jetliner, Boeing 777, which can seat up to almost 400 passengers.
Wow.
And it can connect pretty much two places anywhere on the globe. You pick any two places, it can connect.
And it can fly 16 hours in the air, non-stop.
Yes, and different variants can do up to 18 and a
Really?
half.
Beautiful.
The non-pole flight we did was more than 18 hours.
18
so
hours.
18 and a half hours almost.
And in one full tank, it can survive 18 hours.
More than that,
It's beautiful.
yes.
It's a
Yes,
very
absolutely.
successful aircraft.
Absolutely. And it's a matter of privilege and honor for me to be able to fly for our
National
flag
carrier.
Yes, Air India. And I'll forever be grateful for the opportunity given to me.
And you became a captain, the youngest captain in the history of Air India. Am I
Yes.
right?
On the 777s, yes.
Wow.
I know you've said it. I'm just gonna once again touch on it. I would like you to tell our valued viewers, including us, about your dream as a 6-year-old Zoya watching the sky in Delhi.
8-year-old Zoya.
8-year-old.
All she wanted to do was touch the stars. And I would think, how will I do it? Maybe if
Tell us your whole dream, what you usually say in Indian interviews.
So I used to sit on the terrace. I used to look at the stars and I would see all those beautiful flying objects, with the strobe liners, those blinking lights. And I would think, maybe if I fly one of them, I can possibly touch the stars. And that was just a dream, which kept on echoing so much in my head that I said, maybe if I become a pilot, I can possibly do that. But my entire environment was absolutely against such an idea. I was the only child. I was a girl child.
Girl child.
Growing up back in the
In a
era.
country like India.
Exactly. And with a very conservative background, dreaming big, wanting to do bigger things in life. I did not want to play with kitchen set or dolls. I wanted to fly. I wanted to see the stars with a telescope. I had those starry-eyed dreams, which no other small child would. So I was a very different child right from the word go. My mom would say in Hindi, हमारे को भगवान ने एक ही तो बच्चे दिए और वो भी defective piece दे दी.
No,
I
they
shall
were,
not
they were scared. of your
Yes,
dream.
absolutely.
Actually, they are
Absolutely.
parents. You won't
Absolutely.
believe. Yeah, I'm so close to you and I feel for you. So whenever you fly back home, I pray in my heart, okay, God, Bhagwan, the safe landing and nothing should happen to Zoya ever.
I'm so blessed to have well-wishers and my father figures like
Definitely,
you. You
definitely,
know,
without any doubt.
I'm really blessed, Aspiji. But even my father, as a matter of fact, for the first few years, would put a condition on me every single time that I reached a destination. I would have had to send him a message, no matter whatever time that I have reached safely.
Same thing
So,
I tell you.
yes,
If you vanish for
You-
few days, I immediately send you a message.
Yes.
You at times you even get annoyed while working with acting life. Okay, why is us asking? But I feel for you.
Yes, yes.
You
You're
know,
just
it's a
like my
mutual
dad.
feeling.
Yes.
Okay, that's Zoya. Are you all right? Just write to me one word
Thank you.
of your well-being.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I always used to, the Zoya at that point in time, sitting on the terrace, used to think, how will you make it happen? Look at your environment. It's not ever going to let you get to where you want to go. It's never going to let you become a pilot. But there was this inner voice inside of me,
Voice.
which was that very powerful 8-year-old's voice, which used to say, Zoya, go out.
Go out, do it.
Dream. It's impossible. It's not impossible.
Hmm.
So nothing truly is impossible in this world. All you have to do is
Dream.
dream it, work towards it, achieve it.
And your strong willpower made you a captain commander and create a name, history not only for you, your family, but for your country as well.
Aspiji, yes, but I am just a small little tiny drop in the ocean.
You always say that in a very humble manner, but actually you are a dynamic and a very well-respected lady in our eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Definitely.
you. But I just want every single girl out there who's watching it today to dream big and work towards it and achieve it, because remember, nothing is impossible. It's I am possible, and I want you to go out there and become whatever the woman of your dreams that you want to become.
Captain Zoya, inform our viewers how long it took to earn all your 4 stripes. Can you give a little brief about it? Okay, when you become a pilot and whatever. So, and what does 2 stripes means? Then 3 and 4.
So initially, you join as a training pilot. Then you move on from there as a co-pilot or a first officer.
Wow.
So you gain your experience where you are second in command. So you're after the commander. And the whole responsibility angle you're taught from day one to handle. Because you're never alone. You always have the responsibility of almost 4,000 lives on you.
Lives.
Now, how 4,000 lives? Because my airplane that I fly almost can accommodate 350 people. So
Wow.
about every single one of them has at least 10 lives associated.
Definitely, the
With-
family behind it.
Absolutely. And that family makes it 3,500 to 4,000
4,000 people.
So every single time, we must remember that we have that kind of responsibility on our shoulders. So it is a glamorous job on the outside, but behind that, there's a lot
No,
of
no, it's a
responsibility.
big responsibility. I would say
Always.
it's not a glamorous, it's a big responsibility, and you are capable. Everybody is not capable of shouldering that responsibility. Saying is easy, but doing it's not easy.
SPG, I'm very grateful to my trainers, my gurus in the airline in India, who have entrusted me with this responsibility and trained me for this day. Because this responsibility is not something that I was born with. I worked towards it. I worked hard.
You
yes.
worked hard and you deserved it.
Yeah, but they helped me get there. So I think we must never forget people, our teachers, our professors,
But
our
your
gurus.
determination was there also.
Yes.
Being an obedient student, you had that zeal to achieve.
I always never considered myself a girl. I always considered myself as a professional. And that is something I'm proud of. I never think that I'm a girl or a boy or, it should be this way or that way for me. I said, I'm a pilot and this is the level I have to be at. And I'm going to excel. I'm going to be better at it.
So one more question as a humor. Do you ever cook?
Yes, I do. I love to cook, as a matter of fact.
Huh? If so, because I was not sure you must be entering the kitchen or not.
I didn't. I cook, and I in fact enjoy cooking. It's one of my hobbies.
Wow.
Wow. That means you are a real multitasking Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal. With that note, we'll be taking a short break and we'll back with you soon. Thank you.
Welcome back after our short break. We have today a dynamic personality, our international guest, Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal, at our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, hosted by Asphandiar Wadiwalla and myself, co-hosting Kavita Metha. Captain Zoya, tell us a little bit about, it's on record that in 2015, you saved a precious life on a flight going to New York. Give us a brief account.
So every flight that we undertake is different, and that day was no exception. We took off from Delhi to New York. The weather was really bad out of Delhi, and our cabin supervisor came into the flight deck cockpit and said that one of the passengers fell ill. She had 2 hours to survive.
Oh my
and
God.
We had just taken off from Delhi. We were over Lahore airspace. And about
Practically
to enter.
Pakistan,
Yes, we were in
airspace.
Pakistan. And we were about to enter further into Afghanistan airspace at that point in time. I had limited choices. One was to divert to Lahore, or one was to go back
An
to Delhi.
emergency landing, yeah.
Exactly. I had to do that. Because for us in Air India, our culture,
Life
and our
is
airline,
precious.
life is always paramount.
Paramount.
So we have always been taught that. Money is
The
secondary.
passenger was young or the old
She was an elderly lady.
elderly lady?
And she was traveling with her son. That passenger, SPG, could be my mother, could
Definitely.
be anyone's mother, that person's mother, would be someone's daughter, would be someone's wife. So there's a plethora of relations she would have.
True.
She means a lot
With
wherever
our
she's
culture,
from.
though, we have got value for our elders and
And life, we have
Life.
value for life.
we value life.
So we decided to turn around the airplane to go back to Delhi, because even if I diverted to Lahore, at that point in time, I was not too sure if I was going to be able to get her.
Grant a permission to land also.
Yes, no,
They
even-
would give in a medical ground, so they would give.
exactly, but I did not know how far was the hospital from there, the geopolitical situation between India and Pakistan. So I just wanted to make sure that my objective to save her life was being met one way or another. So I diverted back to Delhi. I turned the airplane 180 degrees, U-turn in the air, something like that. And then came the next hard part, which was my aeroplane was very heavy.
Wow.
Now, at that point in time, the weather was really bad in Delhi, and we could not
So you
land
had to
such a
shed the fuel,
heavy airplane. Yes, so we had to eject the fuel,
eject the fuel.
which is called jettisoning in
Yeah.
our
Wow.
terminology. 100 tons of it, Olympic-sized pool.
But you gave.
Yes, but I could not have done it in India since there was a lot of lightning over there. And fuel plus lightning is, of course,
So
a recipe for disaster. The very fact that I'm here in front of all of you to tell the story is that something else happened. So we asked Pakistan airspace controllers if you could eject the fuel in their airspace. So initially the reply was no.
No. Okay.
But then I came on the radio and I said, sir, today if you help us, may help us save one of a human life
Human
like
lives.
us. And SPG, you'll not believe the power of communication is so strong, that if you communicate in an
Well.
effective way, I feel there is nothing, again coming back to the impossibility angle, there's nothing which is impossible. You would always get a favorable answer for whatever you're looking for.
Yes.
So long as you persist, so long as you don't give up.
Right.
And that person got back to us saying that you can do it. Thanks to that air traffic controller, we ejected that fuel in Pakistani airspace. We landed back in Delhi. We could not land back so easy. There was runway changes happening because the weather was so bad. After landing, we got the
Shifted to-
passenger medical help,
Help.
and she survived.
Oh, that's
Which is the best part. We could save a life together, Team Air India. At our airline, we helped save
A life.
a life. And that was mission accomplished for all of us.
Definitely. Salute to you.
Salute to my team, Air India. I am just one of the people, one of the team members.
But did you try on board? There were no doctors or
They
anybody?
were. They only told me that she has 2 hours.
Mhm.
So as a matter of practice in Air India, when we undertake such long flights, all of us ensure that, because anything at any point in time can go
happen.
wrong medically. So we always ensure, as experienced flight crew members, that we know where the doctors are. And so in any case something is going wrong, we can get medical attention to the passengers immediately.
That's great. Go ahead.
So, as you are a captain commander of B777 300 ER, I hope I'm saying it right.
Yes, absolutely correct.
And you have been flying this wonderful aircraft for a decade now.
Yes.
What are your feelings for this particular Boeing jet, which is a long haul jet? Give us another experience.
Yes, my love. I love my airplane. It's the most beautiful jet ever. So many times I'll volunteer to go and do an external walk around because I just want to see her. I am still Alice in Wonderland whenever I see her. I want to, stick my head.
You're emotionally
next to her.
attached to 777.
Absolutely. I am so attached. I think I'm emotionally attached to aviation. That love is there in my blood and it can never fade. It can never go away because it keeps me going to push harder, to do better and bigger things and touch greater heights.
So as you're already an expert commander captain for 777 ER300, currently a new model 777X is being marketed.
Yes.
So can you give some more information? What is the difference between the current 777B and the 777X?
So it's got foldable wings and it's got a different material. So it's definitely going to yield a better fuel consumption, which is, again, we come back to the whole green future, clean future. In India, we are targeting net zero by 2070.
Definitely.
And all across the world, every government has its own different targets. And eventually, in aviation, we need to use models like these, which are going to cut down the carbon emissions, to go towards the greener, cleaner future of net zero. So this is definitely contributing towards that. And I'm sure all of us, if we work together within the aviation industry with these kind of models, we're going to make it happen.
The Air India plans to buy 777X?
We are
Considering?
the talks in upgrading our fleets. We are definitely looking at models which will promote the clean, green
Environment.
future and net zero targets of PM Modi ji in India. So we're working towards it. And we're very excited to work towards our future fleet.
Because now the future of Air India is very bright under the new management of Ratan Tata Group.
Absolutely.
I'm really proud of them that they have taken over. It was their creation. They founded Air India. Then it was nationalized and it has come back to them.
Yes, absolutely. And we are very proud to come back with the homecoming. It's an homecoming for us, basically.
Definitely. Definitely. And tell our viewers also, you had the honor of flying the founder, Ratan Tata, on a flight.
Yes. He's a extremely humble person and what a man of honor. I can't tell you, I think even if I can become 0.0001% of what he is as a person, I think my life, I would have done something great. What a person. I am out of words, SPJ. The amazing person that he is.
Definitely. Thank you.
So I love hearing this and your 2 most famous nicknames, Bharat ki Beti and Uran Pari. So what is Uran Pari bringing us to make her give wings to her dreams? What is next?
What is next? Next is Udan Pari. Udan Pari got her wings from the Indian government, from Air India, from the love of all across the world, from the love of Canada, and from the love of all my followers on various platforms, from the love of the world. And I'm truly, truly grateful and humbled for it.
You're born to be loved.
Thank you. But, at the UN platform, from various countries all across the world, I have received so much of love that I am just humbled and out of words, honestly. But for me, this love is not about keeping it with me. I want to pass it on. What good is anything if you just keep it to yourself? What good is a candle if it cannot spread the light?
True.
I want to be the candle which spreads that light far and beyond and give wings to dreams of the countless girls out there who have the dreams, but they don't have the vision or the way of fulfilling it. So I'm extremely happy to share this news with all of
Observation.
you
Beautiful.
to the entire country of Canada.
And
my
worldwide,
second home,
because our program
worldwide.
is seen worldwide.
Absolutely. About this NGO, my foundation, which I'm launching with various other entities called Udan Pari. And that is going to give wings to the dreams, which is based on one of my nicknames that the Indian media gave me. And it's going to support the education of girl child. And
Underprivileged
also,
children, you mean also.
yes, economic backward section who want to do things in aviation, who want to do bigger things, but they don't have the means to do it.
So particularly it will be emphasizing on aviation.
Particularly,
Beautiful,
yes.
beautiful.
And aviation, there's so many various aspects to aviation. So even for flying, I'm going to, we all at Udan Pari are going to come together and we're going to help the girls to spread their wings and do whatever they want.
And
All they have to
support
do
them
is-
also.
Absolutely. All they have to do is dream it. And I want to make that possible for every single one of them to the best of my ability with Udan Pari and make them the next Udan Paris.
I would say that you have gained Jannat in this world only before entering the next world. God may give you a life of 100 years. That's my prayer and wish for you. But you have made a Jannat for yourself over here only. That's what I feel. You are so humble, so far-sighted with your objectives to help others and to fulfill the dreams of young girls who cannot afford. Because to come into aviation industry is not a joke. Financially, it's a very, very big question mark.
Exactly.
And many cannot afford, especially the middle class families, cannot afford to send a child in aviation.
Yes, absolutely. And also the mindset. You know?
Mindset also.
The mindset is a big deterrent because what we do in this world is limit our girl child. And when we are limiting the girl child, you're limiting the potential of this world. 50% of this world are girls. When you're telling those girls that you cannot do this, whether it's because of cultural, societal, financial, monetary, any reason, you're actually limiting the world by saying that the world cannot
You are
progress.
depriving
Absolutely.
a human being.
You're depriving the whole world because you're limiting the potential of the whole world. So I want that to be unleashed. I want the girls to go out there and dream fearlessly and achieve their dreams and realize their ultimate and true potential. So our planet Earth, our beautiful Mother Earth, is a better and a successful and a more fulfilled place which will eventually realize its potential as a whole.
But let me tell our viewers and yourself also that Canada being a developed nation, a G7 and a G20 country, we don't limit our children. Even from a middle class family or with a parent having no income, a child can do anything. We are there. The government is there to support the child. We provide educational loans on a very, very easy terms. When a child achieves that dream, then the child starts paying. When that person achieves a professional status. So over here, we tell our children, education is no problem. Whatever you dream of, you can achieve and get it done.
Absolutely. You know, I think this is the vision that should be there all across. At United Nations also, I work with the generation
Yeah, I was
equality
coming.
as
The
well.
next question was this. So try to continue with my question only. Okay, what you do at United Nations for gender equity?
So gender equality is something that we're working towards. It's not only about saying that we allow our children to do whatever they want. It's about actually treating them equally and bringing them up equally. When the child is born, from that day, we must look at our children equally.
Equally,
Not
boy or a girl, whatever.
Exactly. It does not matter. we should give both of them equal responsibility, equal task, and also make
Equal
them
love and
realize
attention.
absolutely, and also make them realize that they can do anything they want, whether it's about becoming a scientist or whether it's about becoming a pilot or a non-traditional profession. So we should not view them differently. In India and all across the world, in so many different cultures, we view our girl child and our boy child very, very differently. So we must stop doing that in order to work towards generation equality. And that's when we will start progressing as a society.
Definitely. So I hope the stigma is being removed now and the Indian population are given equal rights to women.
Absolutely. As a part of the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG 5 at the United Nations, we are working towards an equal world, and we hope to reach there by 2030. That's our vision, that's our goal, and we will reach there.
Inshallah. Or I
Together.
said by will of the God or Bhagwan.
Absolutely. And so long as we know where we're going, we will all do it together. I'm confident.
Definitely.
I'm just gonna continue with the question again. Captain Zoya, Bhagwanji has given you a very humble nature and a kind heart. You keep on saying you're a tiny drop in the ocean, but that's not true. You are making the difference. Give us-
You're a dynamic lady, what we would say.
I think you're, that I don't know if a lot of Indian people remember this or not. I was in India for a very small period of time, and the maid used to put a drop of blue drop to make the white clothes whiter. So I would say you're that blue
Wow.
drop.
The bleach.
No, it
No.
was something else. I don't
It's
know.
a bleach. We put bleach, that becomes for the cleansing.
Whatever
cleanliness
it
of white.
was.
Acha.
Yeah, let me just give her that. So from me, I'm not a big person in media or anything. My nickname to you is you are that blue drop that makes the ocean all white
Neil.
and pure. Neil, yes, it was called Neil. I couldn't remember. So what are your thoughts about gender equality, especially in India, and for the upcoming generation? What can you say?
I always say one thing: as parents, all of us, we must start from home, from the time
Charity
when
begins at
our
home.
children are born. When the boy is born in India, dhol bajta hai,
Yeah.
But when a girl is born, it's not so. Why is that? It starts right from the word of, the birth of the child.
Yes.
Mhm.
We have to change. That is the bottom line. As parents, we need to change, because that will allow our children to grow equally, and eventually women will be allowed to become the change makers, the path breakers of tomorrow, who are going to be breaking the glass
True.
ceilings.
True.
There's not going to be just one Zoya. There are going to be billions of Zoyas. And I don't want this concept of one day of International Women's Day.
Right.
It has to be an equal world.
Equal. All 365 days should be for women. Celebrate for women.
You never know. We may just have a Men's Day.
We have a Father's Day here in Canada. We celebrate that very well. Our children, they really pamper us a lot. Captain Zoya, I was just listening to one of your interviews, and then I just checked some data from other airlines of the world and other countries. How come India has got 12.5% women pilots and in aviation?
Now it's increased to 15.
To 15%. It's a great salute.
Highest, yes.
I don't think even in our country like Canada, we have 15% female crew.
SPG,
What is the reason?
when I joined the airline, I was amongst the handful of the girl pilots in the airline, in my airline, Air India. And from that day, when the percentages were so low to 15%, is a matter of great pride and privilege for me.
And your aim is
See.
and dream is to 50%.
Absolutely. Generation equality is what we are
Definitely.
aiming at.
I fully support, because I've empowered women for last 12 to 14 years here in Canada. So I am always with you where the question of empowerment of women is concerned.
Absolutely. And you say 15% is high. I'm going to say we're going to go to 50%, and that's what we're going to talk.
No, developed nations, they have got,
51%.
they don't have 7 or 8% female pilots.
Yes.
The
4 to
females
5.
are not coming, or 4 to 5 even.
Yes,
And in
yes.
some countries it's 0 also. they still don't allow a female to fly an aircraft.
So till a few years back, big airlines would not allow women pilots.
What was the
Leading
reason?
airlines, because it's expensive for, as per them, for a woman to go to the maternity leaves and come back and retrain them. So it's all about the numbers and the figures. Whereas, women are blessed by the Almighty to have a child. That is something the man cannot do. So they cannot be penalized for something they're biologically blessed with. You have to treat them as equals, give them equal
And
opportunities,
they have
give them
equal
equal
strong
pays.
willpower also.
And as a matter of fact, as a woman, you end up doing so much more because you're not only raising a family, you're working, you have multi roles to play. So it's more challenging, more of a responsibility. And I think an airline or any other industry should definitely value a woman
Definitely.
from every perspective.
Captain Zoya, inform our viewers of Voice of Canada that you took a very, very strong mission during pandemic, a long pandemic. You were selected to fly rescue flights from India to various countries to bring back home the Indians who were stranded in those countries because that time they were not all vaccinated and they all wanted to return home. So give us your little account or brief about that incident and how proudly you did. And you were telling me some time back that even had several flights to China also.
Yes.
So that was a very bold step.
At that time, COVID was very
In a
new.
peak, yeah.
And people didn't know much about COVID. So there were few of us who volunteered to fly because obviously some of us were living with elderly parents and children and they were more susceptible. So at that point in time, and some of us volunteered. So I still remember I operated the first repatriation flight out of
Wow.
US
US,
to
beautiful,
India, which was
beautiful.
San Francisco to Mumbai. And that was slated for Mother's Day. And that meant that I could not spend Mother's Day with my mother.
Your mother.
But I took a lot of solace and I felt good about joining so many children, hundreds of children with their mothers.
True.
So reuniting them, just to think about that. And when I landed in Mumbai, I still remember the applause in the cabin. And when we were, the COVID protocol at that point was that people used to line up after deplaning. So when me and my team were walking outside, everybody was so touched by landing back into India because they were stuck for so long.
Such
Our
a
Indian
emotional
brothers and
moments,
sisters.
yeah.
Yeah, and our Indian brothers and sisters were all stuck all over the place for such a long time, indefinitely. They did not know when they were getting back. And just to come back to their homeland, to their families, they were in tears. I still remember people crying behind those plastic shields.
Mhm.
And Aspiji, that is a memory that is going to go down with me in my grave.
Always remember.
Because it was such a touching moment for me. Nothing mattered. These Mother's Day, I would spend 365 days with my mom. But that day, that moment,
You were away
yes,
on a mission.
I was away, but that was so worth it. And that was a moment that will always be with me for the rest
In your
of my
heart
life.
also.
Absolutely.
And
Very,
you
very
did a
touching.
real noble deed. And that time, tell us that how you protected yourself. Vaccination had not come. Am I right?
No.
Had
And
not been introduced even.
I did not do a noble deed. I think it was the government of India. It was the Vande Bharat mission, which they did. It was their initiative. It was Modi ji's initiative, our government's initiative, ministries, Air India's. We were all partnering. Like I always say, and you're going to say something else. I was just the tiny drop, and I was just doing my job, honestly. But at that time, yes, COVID vaccinations were not there. I did end up having COVID at that point in time after some time. But life doesn't come with an insurance policy. At any time, you have to put in your best foot forward.
Put forward, yeah.
Whether what's going to happen is secondary. We don't think that the worst is going to happen. But if it does, if you are positive, all good things are going to happen. And
Definitely.
that's what you
Definitely.
go ahead in life with.
Right.
Due to paucity of time, we would be ending today's interview, and you are aware you're most welcome to our weekly talk show, Voice of Canada, any day you wish. You just need to inform him. Our doors are always open. It's been a pleasure.
Captain Zoya, again, I will reassure you that for us, you are a blessings. Whenever you come, we really feel proud. And especially me, I feel totally emotional. At times, my voice even choke listening to your videos, the work you have done and what you are doing. So I would say stay blessed, stay loved, keep doing the great work for humanity, for India, and for the whole world. Because what I feel, you are a bigger in position than a high commissioner or an ambassador, or even because you touch so many soils, and you in your national career, the air carrier, and you touch and you meet the peoples. You are the real true ambassador. So God bless you. Stay blessed. Stay in touch. Canada is always there with you, and we hope you appreciate all our efforts and our love we shower at you.
Thank you so much, SPG. Thank you, Kavita ji. Canada has always been so full of love for me. I am completely out of words and overwhelmed in every single visit that I've had over here, every single flight that I've undertaken. You all have loved me like your own daughter.
Definitely.
And
We
thank
treat you more than a daughter, and we are so alert, especially I'm really alert whenever I'm with you. Okay, your life is very precious.
No, thank you so much. And I'm blessed to receive all the love that I receive from Canada, from the world, and to be the Bharat ki Beti. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I want to see billions of Bharat ki Beti, Canada ki Betis living their dream and making this world
True.
a better place for themselves and for the world to realize their potential.
So, with that note, we'll be ending our this week's interview with our dynamic Captain Commander Zoya Agarwal. We wish her all the best, and we ask her to come to Toronto often and don't neglect us. Canada is your second home, so you have to be here. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for us not to see our Captain Zoya. Today, we plan to even give you a tribute at the concluding for our viewers and for you. So we would be soon asking you to sit on the center chair, and we would be playing a very, very honorable song in your honor, and that you really deserve. With that note, we end. We see you all next week with our new guest. Keep watching Voice of Canada with your host Asphandiar Wadiwalla, co-host Kavita Metha, and is being produced by Awaz TV Entertainment Mississauga. Stay well, stay good, and God bless Canada. Jai Hind. Thank you.